Good morning and welcome to my absolutely destroyed kitchen. Yeah, I'm having coffee. Hi, we're at the vanity in my living room, my makeup vanity. I have been sitting here trying to record something and tell you guys what's been going on, but I'm miserable. It's been a rough couple weeks for me. I am miserable, bitter, and angry. So I am not trying to bring that energy to Christmas Day for everybody. Let's just say, briefly, that I've been working on my car a lot, which costs some money, you know. I would really like to separate my lives from my neighbors' lives, so I've been working on the apartment a lot, especially caulking and filling in gaps and cracks and stuff like that so I don't smell every meal that they cook and smell their soap every time they take a shower. And that has made me discover some way bigger gaps than I was expecting and some water compromised wood in the kitchen and just, yeah. I can't count on my apartments to help in this situation or any situation. Getting ready to go to Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Trying not to be better. Hi, it's Christmas morning. We're trying to be Christmassy. My air conditioner's been broken since August, and it's almost 80 degrees in my apartment right now because the maniacs that live downstairs apparently keep it 95 down there. But I'm sure you guys can see why. Me shooting vlog stuff, I've shot some stuff. I don't think it puts together a very coherent story or anything, but I will try and get that edited and shipped out. But I wanted to record something short to give you guys a little Christmas present. I thought maybe you guys would enjoy a couple playlists that I've been keeping mostly for myself for quite a while, and one of them has a little extra bonus to it. Okay, well, my coffee is like 2/3 of the way done, so I'm gonna go grab my meds and take them and hop in the shower, and I'll see you when I get back. Oh, hello there. It's sexy shoulder time. I just got out of the shower, and y'all are gonna get ready with me. What do you think of that? I know that this angle isn't the most flattering, but, you know, there are some of you who aren't really big on the artifice, and I think you guys might be the ones I'd rather hang out with anyway, so woo. Alright, I do not want to have to spend any time editing this, really, so it's gonna be kind of raw footage. I'm sorry if I look at my own reflection too much. Okay, so when I said I don't have anything resembling a morning routine, I really meant it, and that includes makeup. I guess I can tell you at least partially what I'm using. Today is going to be a little bit of Mary Kay Time-Wise eye cream. And then I actually did get that CeraVe sunscreen, partially because I'm one of those people that sunscreen, almost every sunscreen on the market, makes me kind of, it's not really break out because it's not pimples, but it's like eczema-like bumps. I've started to get seriously sensitive skin in the last 5 to 7 years. And it to the point where toothpaste and mouthwash, depending on what's in it, will actually cause these eczema-like bumps around my mouth. It's so fucking terrible. But I have a combination of that sunscreen and a little bit of moisturizer on my hands right now. And I'm just gonna put it on this. I know this looks crazy, but it's actually rather watered down with moisturizer, so. And it will all blend in just a second. Okay, there we go. My mirror has a light on it, and I realized I didn't actually have it plugged in, because I've barely used my vanity in months. Primarily because my air conditioner doesn't work, and this is one of the rooms I don't have a portable or window unit in. It's really just the office and the bedroom, so. But there we go. Light is on. And as you can see, it doesn't look that crazy once it's all on. But my freckles and everything, when I first put on any kind of foundation or anything, makes it look like Oh my god. But they come through. All the brown floats to the top. I can't hide them if I want to. When I was a teenager, I was a little gothy. And unfortunately, like, grew up, in the age of heroin chic. So we went from wanting pale skin to, like, translucent skin. It went from porcelain to clear. And, I could only go so far. So, gave me a bit of a complex back in the day. Alright. Sometimes I like to put the concealer on before this stuff, but like I said, I don't have anything resembling a routine. And just a tiny little bit here, because it's not apparently advised to do both bottom and top, but I feel sometimes like it's a little too... I have a very colorful face a lot of the time. I feel like it's just a little too much right there. Makes my eyes look a little closer together than I necessarily prefer. I don't necessarily want, like, super spacey eyes. Like hazy, far apart from each other kind of eyes, but just like a little bit of balance. Alright. Well, we've lightened those a little bit without getting too much on the parts that crinkle. Okay, just brightened it up. We're just going for polished, all right? We're not going for, like, high editorial. Just want a little polish. Okay. Oh yeah, and the concealer's actually just a ridiculously cheap LA Colors. I wanted kind of a yellow, offset, slightly bright kind of concealer to help with the dark circles mostly. So I'm gonna tell you, like, my freckles have always been a thing, but since I apparently have ridden as a passenger more than a driver in my life, I don't know, these freckles, and I've always had freckles like cluster up my whole life, but these freckles right here are just starting to look a little more like damagey age spots than I prefer. And I'll be honest, I've become really insecure about this over the last few months, and being on camera so much, it just looks like there's a huge difference there that I don't prefer. I remember I hadn't seen my mom in quite a while, and I went to go see her in Galveston. I went to sleep on the couch because I came in like the middle of the night, and I woke up and she was right there, and she had this spot right here that I swear to God looked almost black. And I was like, what the fuck is that on your face? And she was like, oh, yeah, I guess I need to get some vanishing cream or something. And this is that awful little eruption that scarred on me at the beginning of the month. So we're just gonna put a couple little dotty dots. Alright. And again, I'm not trying to call a lot of attention to those areas by brightening them up too much. I just kind of want to even them out a little. So I realize some of you may not know my ethnicity. I am Latina. My parents were, dad's Pardo Brazilian, brown Brazilian, which is a combination of like Afro-Latino and Portuguese and like South American indigenous. So basically like Native Americans, but they're Native South Americans. So I have a lot of those traits from that mixture. And then mom's side of the family was Irish traveler. So, and that's technically a distinct ethnicity from the Irish and the English, which they do hang out with. That was found out not too long ago. But my mom had me when she was almost 40. So she did old lady makeup by the time I learned to do makeup. And she had different goals than me, so I didn't learn a whole lot from her. But I remember she used to just take like a lipstick and she would put it on her lips and then her cheeks and then her eyes. and just blend it all in just to give her like a splash of color. And it did not look like she was using the same product on all three. No, I don't recommend using lipstick for that purpose because it's not necessarily made for your eyes. But I have this Wet n Wild Mega Glow blush that I've used forever, and the Wet n Wild sticks that they make like this, they used to advertise that they were for eyes, lips, and face. Elf. So I don't really feel that weird about it if I were to do it on all three. I'm not going to, but we're just going to put a little bit right there. Because, you know, we are older, and we want to try and raise everything up instead of bringing it down too much. And, you know, I kind of do have, I guess you can't really say mine, I do have some cheekbones. So, there we go. Trying not to, you know, I like the e-girl, like orange. Orange works for me. The, you know, all over the nose. That is a look I like a lot. But we're not doing that wild shit today. Okay, so just a tiny bit of shimmer. It's barely noticeable, but it makes the bones pop a little bit. And I'm not really going to be doing any powder or anything. And you know, when I usually apply foundation, I use a brush most of the time, but things are kind of chaotic in the house right now, and I don't have everything right here necessarily, so I'd have to go digging for all of my brushes right now. Alright, so what are we going to do next? I don't really have an eye look picked out, and I don't want to have to go like full like crazy on it. But alright, let's get some primer going on. Okay, just a little hard candy eyeshadow primer. I'm not a brand dedicant, I gotta say. I haven't found any brands that I'm just like, this is it for me. When I was a teenager, I loved Jane, which stood for Juniper, Aloe, Nettle, and Elder, which were 4 ingredients that for whatever reason they worked into every product, I guess because they were supposed to be good for you in one way or another. Honestly, I don't know Juniper for anything other than being like, you know, Jen is primarily, it's almost like a flavored vodka that is juniper flavor. It's tree flavored. You know, they put a lot of things in there, but Bombay Sapphire was my favorite, and it is the one that was very junipery. But I mean, that's like kind of toxic. Like, you know, you can kind of spot a gin drinker if that's all they drink by like looking slightly poisoned, a lot of puffiness under the eyes. I haven't drank gin in years, but I'm down for a good classic martini, which is not made with vodka. It is made with gin. Oh yeah, that's something I was going to mention once. Shaken, not stirred. If you have a bartender who knows anything, and by the way, I am finding that bartenders these days don't know a goddamn thing about the actual art, but shaken, not stirred is supposed to indicate that you want vodka, not gin, because you're not supposed to shake gin. Just like you're not supposed to rub your wrist together when you put on perfume, because it damages it. It breaks it down and makes it different than it's supposed to be. It bruises it, is the term. So, okay, I think we're gonna go with something kind of golden. Let's see. I have way too much makeup, most of which has been given to me by friends and family, because I do buy a great deal of makeup traditionally myself, but nothing can match the amount that I am given by others. And I have all these palettes I've never used before. Okay. Where's my like goldish palette? Okay. I see some shimmer. I'm not an LA Colors girl. It's just sometimes if I see stuff at the Dollar Tree or whatever, other dollar stores that I think could be useful in one way or another, I pick it up. And years ago, I picked up all of these, like, the lid's not on this, but all of these, like, LA Colors, like, shimmer, because they're just pure minerals, basically. I don't think that they make these anymore, but it's the Shimmering Loose Eyeshadow. It comes with a little brush inside of it, too, that's worthless. But yeah, I have all these colors of it, and I do have gold. Let's see. I've had this forever. You guys should actually... Don't do what I do. You should look on the actual containers, and you'll see a symbol that looks like a jar, like with a lid coming off of it, and there's a number on it, and that is the suggested amount of time before you swap it out for a new one. I don't listen to that as much as I should. Luckily, I haven't gotten any, like, skin infections or anything like that. It's not related to my sensitive skin, but I have this Maybelline Dream Mousse shadow. I don't know that it is even on the market anymore. This is Suede Sensation. Delicately pull the eye, not pull, but like kind of pull a little bit with this finger. And then I apply everything with my ring finger. I've heard that it's like mythology that, you know, applying with the ring finger should be done because it's the lightest touch. Try and be delicate with the eye area, but I don't know. I could look worse, I think, so I think it looks pretty okay. Alright, that's just going to give us a nice little base with the primer and help the gold pop a little bit. See, like, okay, so, like, I have ridiculous number of palettes. Like, okay, these are some of the older ones. Oh, God. Like, I have this Too Faced Vegas Nay Stardust that I keep in plastic because I don't want it to disintegrate. One of my best friends gave me that, and I've barely used it as a result. I have these like Coastal Scents palettes that I bought probably 2 years ago and haven't even opened. Coastal Scents is cool. By the way, we'll talk more about them later. What is this one? Ilamasqua? I don't know, man. Ooh. Okay, we may actually use a little bit of that. We might. What is this one? Belle in Argent. Oh, okay. Not bad. Kind of rose gold looking stuff. But man, I've had this Maybelline one forever. Again, this isn't the kind of stuff that I know if they even still make it. I've been using it for fucking ever. Maybelline Sunlit Bronze little quad here, and I'm going to go with it. With when I'm doing broad strokes on eyeshadow, I tend to use this little flathead brush here, and we're gonna go for just a bit of gold. As you get older, shimmers are a little cringier. They tend to settle into whatever eye folds you have going on, and I do have hooded eyes. Something I learned pretty late in life. I just didn't understand why my makeup would disappear when my eyes were open, and it's because they're hooded. I also, not that long ago, learned I have shoveled teeth. Well, I mean, I knew I had something going on with them, but I never understood why. And it's a trait that a lot of, like, Mongolia area, Asian, and a whole lot of, like, native North and South Americans have going on. So, it's a weird trait. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of darker up here. I'm not going to, like, cut a crease or anything wild like that. Just a little bit of contrast. Just a little bit. And we don't, especially as we get older, we don't want to go wild with the, like, you know, the too much lightness here on the brow bone, because if we make it look too big, it actually makes us look a little older. It makes our eyes kind of drag down a little bit, so we want to make sure we're not doing that. It's some color. Okay, so much of my makeup is, like, hard to find right now. So I can't actually find any of my better stuff, really. So Man, everyone's gonna think all I use is the cheap Dollar Tree stuff, but yeah. I have a nice little elf brow kit in light. Now, I know that I'm a brunette, I understand that, but like, man, if I add anything too dark to my brows, it just turns into this like Hollywood level of dramatic. So we're just gonna throw a little in here. I kind of overdid it on the trimming of the brows. I am a 90s girl and I forget sometimes that we're not still doing that Drew Barrymore thin eyebrow shit. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this. I'm gonna fill in a little bit with a pencil, which that's what I was saying about the cheap stuff. The only one I can find right now that has like a spoolie on it and everything is an LA Colors one I picked up because I apparently couldn't find any of my others. I do have a little Revlon gel because I've used all of the pencil, this Brow Fantasy. Alright, there's a little bit of the pencil there, but not much. And I'm just trying to make it not look quite as thin and patchy as I made it, unfortunately. This is the situation of why is one always Gucci and the other's Walmart. This one wants to whoop, and this one wants to be a check mark. So I have like an arch and a check mark. I noticed that Angelica Houston has basically the same thing going on, but everyone likes it with her, so we're gonna go in with a little bit of this pencil. There we go. But I almost always get a blonde or a light brown, because if I do anything else, it's like too much. Alright, I'm not trying to give myself the little sperm there, so we're gonna, there we go. Brush the little guys out. Brush, brush, brush. Yeah, they're a little too thin right now, but they have been caterpillars for a minute, so... Okay, alright, let's get some of this. A little bit of gel. Keep it in place. And again, I try to just kind of Vulcan it. I try to like kind of stop up here and barely do any of this bring down, because again, it just messes with it. Okay, I gotta quit jacking with these fucking I see this gap, and I keep looking in the phone instead of the actual mirror. So whatever. What is next? Lips? Alright. Well, I'm doing a subdued eye, so I could do like my great big red lip, but I really don't feel like it. I'm not trying to go too dramatic. I'm just seeing like sister and niece and nephew and all of that. So I guess I could do like eyeliner and mascara, huh? Yeah. Alright, let me find all of the products I need. So I've had this dress for a couple years that's like autumny, wintry pattern that I have kept wanting to like put on, and I thought maybe it would be fun to do it for today. But when I do that, I kind of want to like curl my hair and stuff. I don't know, and kind of like go full editorial with the makeup. So I'm not going to do that today. Alright, so I can't find my normal liquid eyeliner. I have no idea where it is. I just used it the other day. I am such a mess. Oh my god. Where are you? So I'm just going to use something else. Now I always start with a pencil. This is a routine, sort of. So I always start with a pencil. This is Maybelline Long Lasting Drama Matte in Jet Black. The eyeliner's always black. Like, I may not want black on the brows, but the eyeliner I do. Now, I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not, you know, oh, what's her name? can't get Elizabeth Arden out of my head. What is it? Liz Taylor. Not Liz Taylor by any means, but I do have like kind of the second row of eyelashes. And it's just, I mean, it's really only a handful of them, but they are enough to disrupt the eyeliner application process. So with the pencil, I try to go between them. I'm gently pulling to do this, but I really can't do it otherwise. Like, I can't just apply it without the eye being stretched out a little. Okay, we're trying not to overdo it. We do not want to do raccoon eyes today. Alright, so now the Walmart side. And the majority of them are, like, over here. So, okay, is that okay? It's okay. This area's not wanting to cooperate. So generally, if you don't like applying liquid eyeliner, especially because a brush fucks with you or something like that, you should try a felt tip one. The Revlon, like Color Stay, fucking long lasting, little triangle shaped vial looking thing, looks a lot like this Almay one, only it's all black, but it's basically that shape. In fact, this has the same kind of applicator that I like. It's a little felt tip fella. Can I get that to focus? This is like the curse, right? Trying to get shit to focus, but you can see it's not a brush, so gives you a little more control and better coverage, and I really love it. But today for liquid, we're gonna go with something else. I was given this Farrah 18-hour liquid eyeliner in black, and also I have had this Lorac Front of the Line Pro for a while now. This is like a brush pen, and I think this is a pen. Yeah, this is a felt tip pen situation, so we're gonna try it. I may have to go in with the Lorac for some finishing touches, but I start with the pencil so I don't have all the crazy gaps, but I need like the fine line of the liquid. So I always start now with the smallest amount there. If you have a lot of product on, like if you dip it, like you do the L'Oreal, the Revlon or the Almay that I just showed you, sometimes I'll start in the middle where I know it's going to be thicker and get that product off of there. So I can do a thinner line right there. Ugh. Oh, and there's a tip I learned from Jane way back in the day. We don't know why, but sticking out your tongue when doing delicate eye stuff like your eyeliner and your mascara actually helps. Alright, now I'm only going to the end of my eye. I usually do like my little Latina wing. But today, we're not doing that. See, I just tried to naturally do it. I'm going to try this little trick that I learned, which is we're going to go to our last eyelash, and we're going to go up and over. Alright, that's a little spotty, but alright, we are not raccooning. We're not going to fix this too much. Okay, that's a little wild. Okay, I kind of screwed that up. So, alright, well, I don't know how well that trick really worked out for us today. So I'm gonna kind of subdue that. So I used a makeup remover wipe to get a little bit of that off. And now I'm just gonna use the darkest color from that Maybelline palette and just run over this to dull it out a little bit. Okay, now hey. I know it looks crazy right now, but I think it is going to pay off. Now, I kind of overdid it this time, which it's hard with hooded eyes to like not, because you want things to show up, but it is giving me a little lift action. It is kind of bringing things up. Huh. Alright, that's being a little stubborn, but alright, it looks crazy because there's no mascara or anything there. I am going to just go over it really quick with the Lorac, just to cut those lashes back in. Never learned how to do false eyelashes. Which mascara are we doing today? I have this Essence Lash Princess. I have Mary Kay Lash Love. What else do I got going on? I don't know. I think one of these will be okay. A lot of the time I just end up using this Lash Love Lengthening Mascara from Mary Kay because I've got a lot of it. Like, I think my sister was ordering Mary Kay for a moment, but I do like this kind of applicator. You know, the little bristly guy. Okay. Alright. That looks wilder on camera than it does in person, but it's still bothering me a little bit. This video is going to be way fucking longer than it needed to be, because I decided to experiment. But hey, you gotta try something different, right? Here we go. We've got some Shadow Flip by whom? Ciate London? I have no fucking idea. Whoop, not gonna show up. But, it's this chromatic brown that I'm just gonna... Whoop. I think part of the problem is I've been looking at the phone screen instead of the big lighted mirror right in front of me. So, whatever. Whatever! Whatever! Oh, that still looks so bad on screen, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. The hair is becoming the towel dried level that I need to probably put some product in it. Okay. Oh my god, this is already over 30 minutes. Enough time with the eyes. Alright, so one of the things I've been trying to recreate my entire life, well, since Jane went out of business, my absolute favorite lip color of all time was called Partly Peach, and it was a sheer, cool peach color that was very layerable, and god, I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so good. Where are my lip stuff? Okay, here we go. And I have tried to recreate it for years. There is no real good dupe of it on the market, because, like, why would anyone fucking care? It was a lipstick that apparently I only cared about. e.l.f. did make this stick in this color. Here it is. So this is their jumbo lip gloss stick, although it's very hard. It's not glossy at all. It's a firm pencil, and this is Summer Nights. And it's a very shimmery gold. This looks darker than it goes on. And this is a little warmer, but it's not that far off. And it's a really, really good dupe if you go over it with Dr. Pepper Lip Smackers, which I have a giant one. That's showing up a lot more red on screen. But it's a nice sheer peachy color in person. We're burning daylight. I'm losing sunlight, so I'm gonna start looking a lot darker than I really am here. I don't know. She's kinda cute. Let's do some product and hair stuff, right? A lot of the time, my kind of go-tos is I've been using Bedhead's Small Talk, because I used to have ridiculously thick hair. The follicles, like, it wasn't like rough. Like, I have a friend who had like horse hair, basically. It wasn't like that. It was, you know, it was nice and slick. A little too slick sometimes, but it was thick, and it used to take all day to dry. And then, you know, a handful of years ago, me still thinking that my hair was nice and super thick, I said something to my hairdresser about it, and she was like, "Girl, you don't have a lot to work with." And that's when I started realizing that my follicles had gotten fine, like the hair itself had gotten fine, and it had started to thin. And actually, I'm gonna let you know, it's another thing I'm super duper self-conscious about, because I mean, it looks way worse on camera than in person, but goddamn. And I've got cowlicks like in the front that don't make this shit any easier, you know. So I do actually have colored hairspray that I will use sometimes, especially right here in the front. I am one of the ones who was encouraging our friend Cindy to use the root touch-up, although a lot of the time I just use like the Halloween shit because it's really cheap around Halloween time. But I got that because I watched this goth girl who had a part, you know, she'd do like trad goth, really big hair, and there was a part, and she used black hairspray on it to just kind of minimize her part because she thought it looked better. And I was like, oh, that's genius. And then when I started doing that, I kind of was like, ooh, there are other areas that could use that as well. So I don't know. It's just makeup for my hair, I guess. So there we go. Got a little bit of small talk in there. And just for fun, I like to use some dry shampoo to also give me some volume. Sometimes I like having like really big hair. But right now, I'm going to use my new-ish Revlon. It's just a dryer brush. It's a blow dryer from here, and then it's they give you 2 brush heads, or like a little redirector, so you can use this as just a very small blow dryer. This is like $13. I'm kind of toying with the idea of some of those hot brushes, so like the more expensive ones, the dryer brushes or whatever. But I wanted to at least kind of get the hang of things with this one, so I'm not gonna be blow drying while y'all listen to that. So I'm just gonna try and dry the hair a little bit. It's probably not gonna be fully dry. I don't want to be sitting here sweating trying to dry my hair. So 1 second. Okay, that's dry enough for me for right now. I don't care. My natural curl, like my spirals, are gonna probably come back anyway. I'm not trying to straighten it. More of the cowlicks, my wings that I get. Ugh, never been a big fan of my wings. But so the thinning can happen due to a few reasons. I have 2 disorders, which I think it's fair to call them both genetic disorders. One that runs in my family called complete androgen insensitivity syndrome. It is technically an intersex condition, and it means I can't have kids, and puberty and menopause are weird for me because I technically went into menopause right after puberty was done with its thing. So I'm supposed to be on hormone replacement, like your average perimenopausal girl would be, since like my teens. I'm not really good at taking it. I kind of skipped it for like 20 years. I've got issues, so, but I do have patches now. I'm supposed to wear like one for like half a week. I'm not good at staying on top of that. I'm good at staying on top of all my other medications because they're like pills and I take them daily, but I'm just gonna have to set an alarm or something. I don't know. Yeah, that eye situation's still bugging me, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, the other one is I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome hypermobile type, and that means that all of the connective tissue in my body is garbage, and that includes anywhere keratin shows up. So my hair, I once had a hairdresser, not my regular one, but when I was like 21 or something, she was like, do you bleach your hair all the time or something? And I was like, no, why? I was like, the hair you're dealing with right now is actually like, you know, unprocessed, period. And she was like, well, your hair stretches the way super damaged hair does. And now that all makes sense. Hair loss can be something that people with Ehlers-Danlos they have to deal with. So, or at least like severe thinning. Again, mine's not crazy. It's not super bad. No one notices but me, for the most part. But, well, no one's ever said anything. And I have like mostly guy friends, and when they've talked about losing their hair recently, I've mentioned that my shit's thinning as well, and they're like, well, I haven't noticed at all. And I told them that I might start wearing the occasional hairpiece, and they're like, well, and I was, it's like, I've worn them around you guys before, and you've never noticed, and they're like, no, we haven't noticed. So, I don't know, it's just fun. I think that false eyelashes, hair pieces, temporary veneers, whatever you're gonna use, It's fine. Don't let people talk to you about false advertisement, alright? I don't know. I think I look polished. I think it looks okay. That little triangle is still bugging me, but alright. So yeah, I guess I'm not gonna like curl my hair or do anything crazy like that. I'm gonna go put my clothes on, I guess, and I guess I'll give you guys a fit check and we'll finish this. And I'll tell you about the mixtapes. Here's another fun little trick. If you ever want your hair to have like your perfume scent going on, of course you don't want to spray an alcohol-based product directly on your head or anything like that. One fun thing you can do is just spray it on your brush. I tend to do this especially if my brush already has a lot of hair in it, because that helps the distribution of not just like putting some product right on your head. I'm trying to decide right now if I want to smell like Demeter grass, which actually smells like a field full of weeds, but I don't know. I think I may go with Lucky Number 9, which is like kind of an old lady oriental. By the way, for everyone who's like, what is opium incense? It's supposed to smell like opium perfume. It's a very, very popular scent back in the day, and it became a very popular incense. And I, as a kid, used to wear opium, which is totally an old lady scent. Now I don't think I could really pull it off, because now I think my body chemistry would mix with it and it would make me smell like an old lady. But as a kid, I just smelled like the bottle, So, alright, we're going to, just one little spray, and we're going to fan it out. Oh, it does smell so good though. And now we're going to do little brushies. Want to make sure you get the top of your head to prevent that terrible back part that we start getting more and more. But also because that's the part of the head that if you get hugged by a taller person, they are more likely to smell. So, I'm not going to probably be getting hugged by anyone taller than me today, but who knows, right? Alright. God, I am cute though, huh? You just got a sight of my bingo wings, my Oprah arms. I'm not gonna ever be able to afford surgery for those though, so I'm just gonna have to live with it. And the thing is with like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, any surgery that I get, the healing process is gonna be way more complicated, and I already know that the arm flap removal is like a terrible process of just like compression garments and like having to have some kind of valve to like get all the liquid to fucking come off. I don't know. It looks terrible. So, and that means it would be like quadruple awful for me. So won't be doing that. All right. She looks good. Gonna go get dressed. Okay, right now we are choosing between fake Chucks and fake Gators. I think I'm going to go with the Gators, but I want to tell you why I do not buy Chucks, okay? It's been known for a really, really long time that Nike is not very ethical when it comes to labor, and they will happily use, like, Malaysian child slave labor to make their Nikes. Now, you do what you want, okay? But Converse has been owned by Nike for a long time. So I buy non-verse, is what I call them. These are Lugs, which is a name brand, Lugz. They've kind of fallen off, but I also get the Airwalk version, which are called Legacy, with 2 E's instead of a Y. I don't know how easy those are going to be to get now that like Payless is gone, but I've seen them on Amazon. So I buy non-verse. Any Converse you've seen me wearing are generics or a different brand, because I just don't do Chucks for that reason. So Plus, Nike, the goddess of victory, not exactly best friends with Eris, the goddess of strife, so me wearing Nike isn't really cool, you know? But I think I'm gonna go with my fake gaiters. These are actually Amazon Essentials brand, just like my green boots, because I needed boots, but my green ones I just repaired, so they're starting to break down a little bit, but your girl's a cobbler. So, alright. Okay, sorry for the sideways shooting, and don't judge how crazy my house looks behind me. I'm kind of renovating the kitchen. All the kitchen stuff is in here. So, hi, this is my mirror. This is my walker. You know, when I needed it. So here we are with the gaiters, the black jeggings that I bought not too long ago, my Don't Stop Believin' Santa shirt that I am gonna wear year round. I don't give a fuck. The new flannel, and I think I'm gonna put on my gold door knockers and gold chains because I feel like it. So, woo! Okay, so I don't do the same bag every day. I pack my bag each day individually. This is a new wallet. I used a red Sonya one that my nephew gave me for years, but wallet, coin purse, which sometimes has a bunch of D6s in it. We need something to put on our lips to refresh them. We have our keys. Phone is in hand. Phone, keys, wallet are the three things I always make sure. Phone, keys, wallet. I'm going to bring a block with a USB-C. I am bringing cigars and a lighter, and related, for $1 at Walmart, you can get generic Dolce & Gabbana light blue. It's called Capri Breeze. It's one of the least offensive little body sprays. You can just kind of mist in the air around you after you finish smoking or anything else. And there you go. My keys are actually kind of wild. I always keep hand sanitizer and one of these little door openers I don't use as much as I should. And hey, everyone should recognize that guy, right? Whoa. And yeah, I got this little knife recently. Isn't that cool? Alright, so there we go. Sorry it's not focusing. That's all going in the fanny pack, which I'm just going to carry as a purse. Whee! Okay, well, I believe that I am ready to go. Purse is packed. I have what I need to take to Christmas dinner all packed up in an IKEA bag. That's about it. I probably should tell you about those playlists before I go. Okay, so I'm going to be gifting you with 3 playlists that are kind of classic for me. One is called the so-called blush response, and it is a playlist that if you put all of my exes in one room and played it, I would be in trouble because it's kind of a signature of mine for when you're feeling blush worthy. It's just been a classic playlist of mine for a long time, and it's full of like trip hop and stuff like that. You don't have to have sexy time to it. I listen to it otherwise too. Another is, actually it was curated a long time ago by somebody else named Katie Del Taco. It has a lot of trappy beats and kind of ethereal female vocals. And it's called, now I know some people might oppose one of the words in this title, and I always reverse 2 of them, so I hope I get it right. I believe it's called Witchy Thug Girl Pop. I feel like I have been I've been preserving this playlist. It's 60 songs long. You'll see a lot of other imitators out there. But if it's not 60 songs long, which it took me a long time to figure out what the exact playlist was because songs that kind of hid that shit, and then, Google Music bought them out and ruined everything. So, and they have a playlist called Witchy Girl Pop. And by the way, it's GRRRL, like Riot Girl. Oh my, I didn't finish my mascara earlier. Oh, I only did the tops. Okay, anyway. It's amazing. It's like the soundtrack of my life. I absolutely love it. I love it. It's the best. It's the best, period. Like, it is my signature playlist. I listen to it all the time. It's fantastic. And the third one is the original one I wanted to give you, but I decided I'd throw in these other 2 for free. And it is called It's Your Friminipaflan Yak Como, because it's a playlist of Missy Elliott and Sierra and other related acts. And it really always irritated me, like a few years ago when that old lady got popular for like doing a karaoke version of Missy Elliott's Work It, and she had some fucked up like 3-word phrase that she would use to represent the part where the song is scratched and reversed, you know. Put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your Friminipaflan Yak, come on. It's your Friminipaflan Yak, come on. Now, like, it's not 100% perfect, like, but it's as close as I think anyone has ever gotten. Like, I'm going to take credit on that. Like, I think it's the closest anyone has ever gotten. And if you ever have to do karaoke and you want to do that song, those are the syllables, those are the sounds you want to make for it to, like, really fucking sell, okay? So, you heard it here first. And it's actually a playlist of music videos, so they're not the best versions of the tracks, but they're more fun to watch. So that's the point of that playlist. They will be linked in the description. Merry Christmas. Those are big signature playlists of mine that are my mixtape from me to you. So little gift of music. And as we get older, it's harder to listen to new music. It's harder to listen to, you know, songs that we haven't heard before. We even have a tendency to like music from back in the day that we originally didn't like more than we do new music. And I wouldn't say any of this music is new by any means, but it might be new to you, and I promise you should give it a chance. Like, seriously, just give it a chance. I think you will find a couple new acts that you did not know about that you will genuinely like, regardless of whatever kind of music you like. I'm going to go to Christmas dinner now, and I'm going to, mildly edit all of this and post it afterwards. So, Merry Christmas, you guys. Mwah! Sorry for the shaky cam.
It's Christmas.